Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Pregame from the Pond, Madison Mallard Pregame Show. Derek Brizendine alongside Alec Dopp. And Alec, it's been a while since we've been out here.
Yeah, it's been a 6-game road trip for the Mallards, and they return finally tonight. We saw a lot of highs and lows with the road trip, but it's good to be back at the ballpark for sure.
Mallards, they're splitting the road trip, went 3-3, so not too bad, but maybe things are starting to click a little more at times, and then times you don't know. Hopefully, or consistency comes back.
Yeah, definitely. And anytime you have a long road trip like that, it's important to remain level-headed in the box, with the bats and on the mound too. And I think the Mallards were definitely able to accomplish that these last 6 games, as you mentioned, the split. Anytime you can split a long series like that with 500 winning percentage, I mean that's all you can really ask for if you are able to be consistent at home with the wins and whatnot. But they put together a great series against Kalamazoo to finish up that 6-game road swing. So we're gonna look to try to carry that momentum here into the Duck Pond tonight.
Started out that road trip with a rough series against Green Bay, split the series with Battle Creek, and then took care of business in Kalamazoo like we did earlier in the year here at home.
Yeah, definitely. And with the 16-run game against Kalamazoo, I think that was the second game of the year that the guys really came through with the bats and on the mound for sure, as we'll get into a little bit later here. But Green Bay, like you mentioned, is a tough team. They swing the bats really well, and Donnie's mentioned that to me a couple times. Mallard's manager, Donnie Scott, and it's anytime you go to Green Bay, I mean, they got some big bats, and it's tough.
But last night, there's a big bat for the Mallards, Brian Rodemoyer, getting back out there after being out for a couple games there with a pretty bad blister on his hand. It was good to see him back out there, and he ended up hitting a big shot that helped boost the Mallards over the Growlers.
Yeah, definitely. The Mallards fell down, kind of early there, 4-0 at the end of the third inning. But Rodemeyer came up to the plate and he yanked one out of here, and that was his first of the season. And he's been struggling, so it's really, I think the home run can serve as kind of a great transition point for him in the season because he's been struggling to find base hits and whatnot. So he's definitely a power source for the Mallards and could drive in runs, and we kind of saw that last night. And he. The home run, I don't know what the talk in the clubhouse was, but the home run definitely seemed to, ignite a bunch of other hits that the Mallards eventually came up with. So,
and another guy that's really doing well at the plate here for the Mallards is the new guy, Mikey DeKroger.
Oh, Mikey DeKroger, you can't say enough about this kid. I mean, Stanford, first off, they obviously have a great program over there. And just coming in as after his freshman season in the Northwoods League, and he's already batting somewhere around the 350 mark, getting on base almost half the time. This guy can swing the bat. He knows the strike zone. I mean, Donnie Scott raves about his plate discipline, and he's only struck out once so far. So obviously, Donnie knows what he's talking about here, and it's been great having him in there in the middle of the lineup. I think he's going to be a great addition for these guys moving forward.
Well, and he's only had a couple strikeouts here this spring. So to go up and to be a freshman and only be here a couple days and just jump right into it and only have a couple strikeouts to start your summer campaign, I mean, that's got to be a big confidence boost for him.
Oh, definitely. And it's amazing that he wasn't a draft pick kind of out of high school. I mean, he wasn't a touted prospect by any means, but he brings a lot to the table as far as his bat and the glove. Is a work in progress, but Donnie really feels like he can pick it over at third base. But I mean, you'll see guys like seniors in the Northwoods League who struggle. This guy's already tearing it up. You could say already, no home runs, but he's tearing it up already, and that's a huge positive for these guys.
And even though he wasn't drafted right out of high school, he's got all kinds of time to just get better and better and raise that draft stock, just like a lot of these other players here.
Definitely, and I think the biggest thing for Mikey is just the bat-to-ball skills. I mean, he has great, consistent contact ability, and we mentioned it, only 1 strikeout so far this year. He's played in 10 games, roughly, for us, so that's you build off the contact ability and you develop the power, and I think he's got, along with that potential, along with the plate discipline, a complete package, and he's going to be a prospect definitely to watch moving forward.
And him and the rest of the Mallards come back to the Duck Pond tonight, ready for a weekend series here with Kenosha. Kenosha's red hot right now.
Oh, yeah, 19-5. by far the best team in the Northwoods League, and it's really no debate at this point, to be honest, because they've got the leader in home runs coming to the ballpark tonight for them, and they got Josh Serio on the mound tonight against the Mallards, and he's been stellar. So I mean, they've really put it all together so far, and it's going to be a great test for these guys against another South Division opponent, and it'll be interesting in the series opener tonight to see what kind of happens between these two clubs.
And Serio, he's 4-0 on the summer. Just another strong arm. Really hope those bats come alive here, because we're going to need them.
Yeah, Serio has got more than a strikeout per inning on average this season, and that's always fantastic. I mean, he's a kid from UW Parkside. We don't really know exactly what he throws, but apparently it's pretty good, because he hasn't walked a lot of guys and all the strikeouts too. So, just building off that momentum for the guys tonight, and it's going to be a tough task against Serio, who's been really good.
And if Serio's on the mound, that means we're going to have to combat with a great pitching performance of our own with A.J. Bogucki on the mound.
Yep, Bogucki gets his third start of the season tonight. It's been shaky for him, but nothing too negative from a scouting, I guess you could say, performance mindset. But he's a returner from last season. He had a really good summer with the Mallards in 2014. And he goes to North Carolina, had a pretty good season with them, over a strikeout per inning. And I mean, he's got potential. Donnie likes his stuff. 6'5", you can't teach height like that. So he can bring it, and it's going to be exciting to watch him go to work tonight.
And another couple new additions the Mallards have made here the next couple days. Got a couple more catchers coming in. Hopefully those bats will help out and maybe be able to give Gene a little bit more rest also.
Oh, definitely. Gene's it might be a little bit too much for Gene so far, but he's handled it great. I mean, he's thrown out a lot of guys behind the plate, and the Mallards have Colin Thoreau coming in from San Joaquin Delta College tonight. He had a really good year for them. The Mustangs, he had 8 home runs and just shy of a 300 batting average. That's a pretty good season by anyone's standard, I think. And he's a good guy in the clubhouse, really loose, enthusiastic personality. So it's going to be interesting when he gets here tonight. And then Jason Goldstein he's coming in too, so we'll see what he can bring to the table from Illinois, the Illini, who obviously went to the College World Series. So he put up a productive year, 8 home runs, just like Thoreau, and it's gonna be great. They're very deep at catcher.
And it's going to be exciting to see what those guys add to the team. Now, Alec, here before we wrap up, last night the Mallards family took a little bit of a baseball trip of our own, and we went and participated in our own little family wiffle ball tournament. And that was just a good break for us. Get ready to come back here, but a good time to relax and enjoy.
Oh, definitely. It can be a grind for the team on the 6-game road trip, but it's also a great opportunity for, I guess, us, you could say, to kind of just lay low for a little bit. But we're back at it now. But last night was fun. We actually took home the win at the tournament for the interns in the wiffle ball tournament. So I didn't get a hit, which is kind of sad, but I'll take the win any day, to be honest.
Well, Alec, that was a bunch of fun, but now we're back to baseball. We hope you enjoy the game tonight, enjoy the weekend series, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.